Hey guys and girls, hope everybody's doing good this afternoon. It's a Thursday afternoon, and I thought I'd walk down here to the dock and make a few casts with a jig. Got my new Blaze Series rod down here. I'll talk to you a little bit about that rod because we do have those available now, and it's a great concept in a rod. We've added some things here that's in nobody else's rod, and it's really a neat deal. There are no fish around the dock. I got to tell you, there are no fish around the dock. Now I say that, I've been down here fishing a little bit. You know, I got to walk down here and fish a little bit, like every 2 or 3 days, or basically every day. and I've caught so far this year. I've caught 2 fish off of this pier. Two, a 4-pound bass and a 5-pound bass. I got them both about 20 feet deep out there on the bottom on a jig, and that's the only 2 bites I've had. I mean, that is the only. I was in a little bit of brush right there, and I got all excited because anytime you feel any brush out there, 20 foot of water, you have a chance. But I'll tell you what I thought I wanted to do is I wanted to give you the absolute raw truth about a coronavirus vaccination, because I've had mine and Chris has had hers. And you know, we've seen a lot on our YouTube channel and our Facebook channel the last month or so talking about the vaccine. I've actually had people on there telling me it was the mark of the beast. And I got to tell you, guys and girls, I've read the Bible completely through every single year since I was in my mid-20s, so maybe 50 times. I've never seen anything where it said anything about a vaccination being the mark of the beast. So I just don't know where we're getting that. But I just wanted to tell you exactly what happens. I actually got to get my first vaccination yesterday. I had a second one scheduled for about 3 weeks. Chris got hers through the Cherokee Nation about a week ago. When I get through here, I'm gonna let her tell about her experience over there, so you'll get a couple of viewpoints of it. Mine just absolutely worked perfectly. Now let me tell you, here in Oklahoma, we've got over 200,000 people now that have had a vaccination, and I haven't heard about a single death from any of that. I've had one of my friends said that she actually, the next day, her arm was really sore. She said it felt like it had been hit by a baseball bat. And Linda also said that she had a little nausea, and she had some reaction to it. It's the only one I know of that's really had any reaction like that. Her husband Greg, well, I'll come through that brush. I just got to get ready. Her husband Greg got his shot also, and he had no reaction at all. So it's very unusual. That's the only person I've heard. I'm sure there's more than that, but we've had over 200.
But she's fine today.
She's just fine today, Chris said. She checked on her, and she's just fine today. We've had over 200,000 people already have a vaccination. Over 500 people got a vaccination where I got mine yesterday. We have over 500,000 now that have appointments. Now here in Oklahoma, and I'll let Chris tell you the way that the Cherokee Nation did it, but here in Oklahoma we have a portal that we sign up for. And on the second phase, which is the healthcare workers are the first phase, on the second phase, people 65 and older can sign up. So they got me in there right there. So we signed up, and once we did, you go on that portal and you look 10 miles away, 25 miles away, 50 miles away, 100 miles away from your house, and you look at these various places where they're giving the vaccinations. And if one's got an opening, then if you want to drive, you apply for it. Now, I actually went to Durant, Oklahoma, about 60 miles away, Southeastern Oklahoma State University. We used to play them in football and basketball. I've been over there quite a few times back a long time ago. To Durant, Oklahoma. We drove over there, and we took it actually. The shot was at the Performing Arts Center, and they just did a remarkable job. They had a lot of people over there, a lot of volunteers, and I want to thank the volunteers because a volunteer is just that, a volunteer. They wasn't getting paid. The Durant City Police was there. I'm sure a lot of those might have been getting paid. They were helping direct traffic. And it was just a great situation. We went over there, had only one place you could go in, went in, and the man gave you a card. I got a purple card, purple people eater. I got a purple card, and it was cold, and it was raining. And he said, just stay in your car, Jimmy. And a guy will come walking by holding up a purple card. When he does, it matches your card. Get out of your car and go into the building. And so everybody was sitting out in their truck and in their cars. I got to visit with a lot of people, would come up and visit with me and talk about fishing. But I talked to retired school teachers. I talked to retired lawyers. Everybody there was 65 and older. Some of them was 75, 85. Some of them were in wheelchairs, and they were all getting their COVID vaccination shot. And So we visited with a lot of people. Well, a guy came through finally with a purple card, and actually my appointment was for 12:30. I actually got my shot about 1:30, so they ran about an hour behind. They were given a shot per minute, so about 60 shots per hour, and they had roughly about an 8-hour day. So that's about 500 shots. They gave about 500 shots over there yesterday, and they're doing that every single day in multiple locations around the state of Oklahoma. So we've only got about 3.5 million people in this little state. So we're getting vaccinated pretty quickly. So we go inside. They gave you real quickly, and stood in line like 2 minutes. They gave me a little clipboard to fill it out. I filled mine out faster than anybody else. I took it over to the girl and gave it to her, and there was 2 pages to it. I thought everybody was pretty slow readers. I know I sat down after some of them did and had mine filled out. So she asked me a few questions on the second page there, and I answered all of those. Went from right over there, sat down for probably another 3 or 4 minutes at the max. I went over there and the girls that filled my papers out, they were big fishing fans. They were just tickled to death that I was there. The girl that actually, the nurse that actually gave me my shot, she was a big fishing fan also. So we had a lot of friends over there, people that love to fish. She gave me the shot, didn't hurt a bit. I had absolutely no effects whatsoever. My arm is not even sore. I can hit it like that right there. I can feel it, that's all. And let's say if I don't hit it, I can't even feel it. And I've had no side effects whatsoever. The volunteers at Durant, Oklahoma were absolutely fantastic. And here's the other thing, and I'll let Chris explain her deal to you about what happened at the Cherokee Nation. She got hers through the Cherokee Nation. She is a half Cherokee Indian, and so they actually gave her shot about a week ago. She gets her second shot, I think, February 3rd, and I get mine February 10th. And we should be, completely free of worrying about the COVID for probably a year or so, I would imagine. I'm sure we're gonna probably have to take these shots about every year. But anyway, it was very good, very easy deal. Now, I'm not saying you ought to get your shot or you shouldn't get your shot. That's completely 100% up to you. It's a free country, but I tell you one thing I do know. 400,000 people in this country died of COVID-19 or related illnesses without a shot. I haven't heard of a single one died with a shot, probably have, but I haven't heard about any. So I'm just saying, I'm excited about getting my shot. It was easy, it was a piece of cake. We're doing a great job here in Oklahoma. And when we get down to the end of this video, I'm gonna let Chris talk to you a little bit now about what happened over there. I thought something hit my jig as it was falling. It didn't. But I'll let her talk to you about what happened over there at Cherokee Nation. But it was a smooth, easy deal. We have a great system. We have a great system here in the state of Oklahoma for getting your shot. So what happened on your deal, baby?
Well, actually, we didn't know really what to do about.
You can fish, because I can't fish and video at the same time. If you get a bite, you tell me and I'll set the hook for you.
We didn't know what to do about trying to get on online for getting a shot. And they hadn't really released any parameters for the Department of Health in Oklahoma. And just out of the clear blue, I got a call from the Cherokee Nation.
So you hadn't even signed up?
I had not signed up. I have a health record or a medical record at the Hastings Hospital in Tahlequah.
Of course, you actually go to the Chickasaw Hospital in Ada as your primary hospital.
I haven't been to Hastings in years since we've lived down here. If you're a tribal member, you can go to any tribal hospital. So I go to the Chickasaw Clinic in Ada whenever I have to go, and that's not very often. So, but anyway, they called me out of the blue, wanted to know if I would like to sign up to take the shot. And I said, well, sure. We've been trying to figure out what we were going to do. And so she put me down on the list, she gave me a number to call. I called that number, and they called me back and said, well, would you like to do that? I think it was in 2 days. And I said, sure, that'll be fine. And she said, you want morning or afternoon? I said, oh, probably midday would be good for me. And so we set it up. It was less than 5 days from the first time they had contacted me.
And now your shot didn't take very long at all. You were on time. I mean, you were scheduled for like 10:30 in the morning. You left really early.
Well,
150 miles over there.
She had told me to try to get there about 15 minutes early. My appointment was at 11. And so I got there about a quarter until before 11. And I went to the Three Rivers Clinic in Muskogee. which is brand new or pretty new. I'd never been to it. And went in there and did the same thing that Timmy did, except I went inside. There was no crowd at all. I don't think they were taking care of quite as many people there as they were in Durant. But the total time from the time I got there, filled out my paperwork, and had my 15 minutes.
And you waited 15 minutes. I didn't wait 15 minutes. I just come on out.
I
messed up. I waited in the parking lot.
A total of about not quite 30 minutes.
Yeah. From
start to finish. And the girls were super nice, and it just went smooth as silk. So, and then about 3 or 4 days ago, I got a call from the Chickasaw Clinic, and she said, well, we're taking, no, I didn't get a call, I got an email. They were through with the tribal members, and they were ready to start doing patients.
So you could have actually got a shot through the Chickasaw Nation also. So our Indian nations here in Oklahoma are doing a really good job for their people.
And it could be I may be able to go over there and get my second shot. I don't know.
I hope so.
I hope so.
See. And give me my rod and reel back.
They're not biting.
They're not biting. I've got 2 bites down here in the last 4 days. One of them was a 4-pounder, one of them was a 5-pounder. But anyway, the one thing I wanted to say, because this is something that I've been watching the news every day, and you know how this has got to be a big deal. They talk about the COVID and how many new cases we got in Oklahoma every day, and we were running up around 3,000, 4,000 cases a day and 30, 40 people a day dying. And the one thing I've noticed the last week here in Oklahoma, since we started taking these vaccinations, and thankfully, we got this vaccination done in 9 months. And they started taking them the end of December. We've only been taking vaccinations for 2 or 3 weeks. But I've noticed in the last 7 days in Oklahoma, boy, every time I hit that piece of brush down there, I think I ought to get a bite. I think that's right where I caught that 5-pounder. Can't get a bite. But I noticed in the last 7 days, our daily amount of positive tests have gone down. The hospitalizations in Oklahoma has gone down. And the number of people that are dying has gone down the last 7 days in Oklahoma. So we've only been taking this now about 2 or 3 weeks. We've only been doing the vaccinations, and it is making a difference here in Oklahoma. Now, I realize we have a small state. We only have about 3.5 million people total, and right now we've had, I guess we're probably getting up there, not too far away from 10% of the people being vaccinated, and those 10% of the people being vaccinated, healthcare workers and people over 65 years old. So I think it's going very, very well in Oklahoma. That's all I can tell you about the coronavirus shot, the vaccine. Chris and I have both had it. Whether you take it or not, that is 100% up to you. But like I said, I do know a lot of people, the statistics all over the world of people that have died, several million, because of the China virus that they let out on the world. And it's worse than a world war, I guarantee you, without the vaccine. So I'm tickled that we got the vaccine. No problem whatsoever. So do whatever you want, but guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one. That is the raw truth about the coronavirus vaccine as it's happening right here in the great state of Oklahoma. I love you.